Welcome back, YouTubers. Here we are for my 6th anniversary special, which is actually going to be split up between 6 videos. There's going to be a video that loosely corresponds to each year. Kind of makes sense, 1-to-1. I spent the last few while going through 700 videos and just taking notes and watching them and trying to just get a good idea of what the general theme and consensus and like majority defining factors of each of those years were in the videos, and try and find a way to throw that all into one vid, one battle, one, if there was one way to define it, just go with that. So that's what each of these 6 videos are going to be. This video will therefore be year 1. I'll do a little intro thing just like this in all 6 of them, kind of just explaining where we come from and what it really defined, and get on with business. So year 1 was pretty simple, really. It was, it was the first year. We had to start from somewhere, and probably a couple defining features with year 1. First and foremost, narration, which really is just gonna be going for granted in these videos, honestly. But narration had to come from somewhere. It wasn't always around, believe it or not, in the very early stages. But as far as like themes with teams and things like that, there wasn't too much variety because everything was fresh, everything was new, people didn't really know what was going on, and everyone was breeding everything. That's a keynote. There was once a time where if your dudes were AR'd or Poke-saved or whatever, save didn't really even exist then, people wouldn't even talk to you, let alone play you. That was a big thing. So most of the videos I had the same team. Bliss, Noir, Breloom. There's the signatures, really. And then I had a lot of Metagross and Starmie, sometimes Infernape switched out with Gross. But the 6th poke kinda was flexible a little bit. I could sometimes use a Dragonite, sometimes Infernape or Bronzong, Staraptor, but there wasn't really too much. It was just, 5 dudes and a 6. And, Aerodactyl, of course. He was in there. So I kind of wanted to just find like one video that was really good, that kind of had all the stuff going on. It had to have 5 of those, 6 for sure, to be a good theme and a good module to encompass the whole year. And I ended up going with Ninjask, ripping the team from Battle 22 versus Via X. It's a little bit of a rough watch now. I'll link it, but at the time it was a video. It was a video for the ages at the time, and here we are ages later. I'm bringing it back just like the flashback series, but that's year 4. We'll get to that later. So without further ado, I will bring you guys the battle that's culminating of year 1. Hopefully you enjoy. Spent a good lot of time. I'm not sure if it was time well spent, but a good lot of time trying to figure out how I wanted to do this all. It's pretty important to me. You guys have been there, and it's been a hell of a ride for 6 years. So without further ado, I want to kick this off. I can't wait anymore. I will see you guys in just a couple of seconds. We're going to have a battle, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you guys in advance for watching. Hopefully you'll check out the other 5 pieces, because we'll see. Year 2 and year 4, those are years to watch out for. Those are the best ones. Anyway, guys, I've always been bad at conclusions, so it's fitting that I'm bad at concluding this, even though it's not the conclusion of the video. So there we are. Hopefully you guys enjoy. I'll see you later, and I'll catch you in the battle. Peace. Welcome back to the future, everyone. Here we go. I got a positive lead matchup, gives me a happy face, and I really need to T-punch here. I was going to mash because I was like, whatever, don't know what he's going to do. And then I thought T-punch will work because a water type's going to come in, but I should use mash in case it's Swampert. No, I should have T-punched. I knew I should have T-punched, and I just didn't pull the trigger. Really unfortunate. I could have had this thing half dead, potentially 2-hit KO'd, though he would have ended up switching. It would have been fine. The thing would have been half dead. I would put him on his heels, would have put a little bit of fear into him. It would have been great. I should have done it. I didn't. It's kicking me right now. I almost stayed in out of rage to go for it anyway, but I knew it wasn't safe, so thankfully I made the right play. Switched out to Bliss, take whatever the hell it's going to do, and I'm going to set up my Stealth Rock and go with the best that I can in the situation I'm at. I would have liked that thing half dead. I would have liked to put him on his heels. I can't, whatever. Skarm comes in as I set up Stealth Rock, and I'm thinking, okay, I cannot afford to have Stealth Rock up because I have Ninjask, and I have Starmie that doesn't take very many hits, and Metagross already took some damage, and whatever. So I'm going to bring Starmie into Skarm, threatening with T-Bolt, and he doesn't switch. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, oh, crap. And then I get hit with a Brave Bird, and that hurts. And I'm just staring blank at the screen for 2 minutes like, wow. I don't know what to do at this point. In 2007, I used Choice Specs Rapid Spin, so that's what I have now, even though in modern times I would switch to Wise Glasses or something else. I am choiced onto Rapid Spin, so I have to switch. Thankfully, he was afraid as well, so he decided to switch out to Gastro. But I'm in a world of hurt now. Also, I made the mental mistake of thinking that Stealth Rock got put up again. He didn't get a chance to put it up there, so that also messed me up. Anyway, I'm predicting Toxic. He's predicting Will-O-Wisp. I'm going to go to Breloom. He's going to go to a Fire type. Herp derp derp derp. That sucks. And at this point, I'm looking, wow. I have Breloom out versus an Ape. My Starmie is more than half dead. He has a Skarmory. I have a Ninjask team. This is bad news bears all over the place. I thought it was done at this point. I have to go back into Dusknoir, who I don't even have Earthquake on yet, because again, in 2007, Dragons were legal, Ice Punch was mandatory. Earthquake, people hadn't really figured out to use it yet, even though obviously it becomes critical on Noir to hit fire types. I'm completely bluffing right here. I do not have Earthquake. Thankfully, he missed a Fire Blast, a little bit of hacks, but really, if his prediction was right that I did use Will-O-Wisp, this is the exact same scenario we would have been in. I go with Will-O-Wisp against his Infernape, knowing he's going to switch. In retrospect, I should have gone either Ice Punch or Shadow Sneak, because if I was right, Ice Punch or Shadow Sneak, it's kind of the same deal on Crobat. It doesn't really matter that much. He's just going to roost it off and do shenanigans. But if he went to Gastrodon or Slowbro and I burned that on accident instead of being able to put it to sleep later, would have really sucked. And if Infernape stayed in, Ice Punch gives me Hacks chance. Shadow Sneak gets some damage on there, which I desperately need. But whatever. I chose Will-O-Wisp. I went for Ice Punch. I went for Sneak, trying to kill. God bloody hell, Dusknoir. You're supposed to be able to handle things. That's why you have attack EVs. Very frustrating. Left him at single-digit HP. Forced me to it's going to force me to Ice Punch now. Even though he's going to roost again, Ice Punch is 75. Shadow Sneak with Stab is still 60. So it'll be a little bit better, get a little bit of something. I'm expecting him to U-turn out of here first, so I'll get Shadow Sneak on there before he can do that. I still have Stealth Rock up, it's still burned, so Crobat is still not exactly in a good position. He gets a crit, freaking crit, just kidding, no big deal. The big thing was I was able to scare away Ape, and he just didn't really accomplish anything for it, so that was fantastic. Slowbro comes in, and at this point I completely forgot about Toxic from Gastrodon, so I didn't think about Toxic here. And I was just like, what's he going to do? I guess I'll stay in and Shadow Sneak and get some damage on there? I guess? I really didn't know. I didn't want to get hit with a Flamethrower or a Psychic if I went straight out to Breloom, though. So I wanted to stay in just for a turn to see. I get Toxic, which, that sucked. I completely forgot about it. Don't know why. But I know he's going to slack off here, so now I can switch to Breloom for free. And at least I can get something right, And whenever Breloom can come in for free, it doesn't matter how far down in the battle you just gave yourself a chance to get something done. So Breloom's going to try and do some work in here. He still has a Crobat, the second best Breloom counter ever, but because of my good play with Ice Punching, burning it on the switch, and Shadow Sneaking before he could U-turn out, with Stealth Rock and more burn, his Crobat can't beat me. His U-turn won't break my sub. If he roosts up and negates half of his quad resistance, Focus Punch still demolishes him. Unfortunately for me, he does have Brave Bird as well on his set, so he will break my sub before I take him down. That's going to cause Infernape to come back in and put me right back into that hole. And it looks like all I accomplished during getting screwed was having one successful bluff and killing Crobat, which I don't really care about. So I have to go back to it. That's really all I can do. I have to go to Dusknoir. I have to get as much damage as I can, and something's going to have to die so I can bring in Starmie, and then it's just prediction war, because I'm going to be choiced, and I'm going to have to go... I would have to go T-Bolt and hope he doesn't pick Gastrodon first, and then it's going to be a mess. So here's the Fire Blast I get hit with. Thankfully that first one missed, or else I'd be dead here. Actually, if the first one hit, he wouldn't have switched in the first place a long time ago, but whatever. So, Dusknoir, this is your job. Handle the stuff I can't handle. Get a crit or don't get a crit. Oh, close combat! He predicted Blissey to come in. I don't disagree with it, but I'm stunned. So I get another chance at a crit. Go, 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 go! No, what? He did it again. I can't believe it. I want to have like a moment of silence, but it's narration, so I can't do that. I couldn't believe he went for that second one. I was just trying to get as much damage as I could, get crits on there. He was predicting me to go to Blissey and try and save Dusknoir, who was going to die from Toxic, so I can understand his logic. I just don't agree that it was correct. I couldn't believe it. That ape was a huge threat. Now all I have to worry about is Skarmory, which I think he's going to lead off with, because Breloom takes out the other two walls I've seen. Metagross can at least T-punch it. T-Tar comes in. If I'm faster, good. If I'm not faster, I should be able to survive one of anything, unless it's like banded faster, I guess. That would suck. So I thought about bullet punching twice, but no, if I'm fast, I want to know if I'm faster or not, so priority would ruin that. I'm just going to go for a mash. No big deal. I feel pretty safe here, and if he ends up just switching and I mash, whatever, that's fine. What's he going to switch to? I'm just going to start T-punching it at this point. I guess he could go to Gastrodon. But then I go to Breloom, although he could predict that. Who cares? So I take a Fire Blast. It hurts. It doesn't hurt enough. I survive. I go with the mash. He's dead. He did the mash. I did the Tyranitar mash, and he went down with a splash, I guess. So he's dead. I got one hit left. Slowbro comes in. Again, at this point, I thought Stealth Rock was up. Stupid me. So I figured I had to attack. I expected him to slack off, which would be, it would suck, but that's kind of what he should do. I go for the T-Punch. It does half, so now... No! Parahax! If he slacks off, I can't put it to sleep! Oh my god, he used Psychic. He was mortally afraid of Breloom coming in, which, had I realized that Stealth Rock was not up, I might have... I don't think I would have done it, because I wouldn't have wanted to risk it. But I can understand the logic again. He really should have slacked off, though. He really should have. He didn't. And now that it's paralyzed and half dead, if it was just one or the other, if he was at full HP, then I wouldn't be able to sub down all day until he gets Parahax, because I wouldn't be able to 2-hit KO him, or not in time at least, because I want to be able to keep this sub up here. Whereas if he wasn't paralyzed, I would just put him to sleep and not care about it. So that's I don't know if that made any sense. That's how my brain figured it out. It made sense in my head at the time. You know what? Whatever. I don't care. So I'm just playing the game of subbing down until he can't do anything about it. He slacks off to give me a free sub anyway, so that's fine. I get him right back to where he started. Sandstorm is preventing him from going anywhere, whereas I'm slowly eking my hit points back up. I mean, I guess I'm kind of losing them with sub, but whatever. He's in the exact same spot, so I'm just going to sub up again. Maybe get a free one. Maybe he slacks off again and we're right back where we started. But finally I get my free one. Not finally. It actually happened fairly quick, which is great. So now I'll be able to Seed Bomb it from here, and I'll be able to take care of it. I won't have to worry that it got paralyzed. In hindsight, looking back at it now during narration, it might be a good thing that it was paralyzed, as opposed to me putting this thing to sleep and then having Skarm come in. I guess, I don't know. I would have just Focus Punch. I wouldn't have bothered setting up. I would have just gone straight to Spore Punch, thinking Skarm would come in so I could try and get it out of there. But the way it worked out, I got the thing killed. You see a little happy face here. I have a sub up. At this point, I know it's going to be over, and I'm just going to be able to cruise into victory. Skarm is not going to be able to take 2 Focus Punches, especially not with having a Starmie hanging around, which at this point can just surf everything. Hell, Blissey is still there, who did nothing anyway. But it's going to be a good game at this point. If there was one move I would say where he lost it, it would have been the second close combat. The first one I agree with. Sometimes you make a prediction, you want to pull the trigger on it. I didn't do it turn 1. And then I didn't, well, I guess the Rapid Spin with Starmie was me pulling the trigger, and that didn't work out. So I was over 2 on my trigger pulls, but so be it. Well, no, I mean, Dusknoir was there who manhandled Infernape and, you know, baited him out with a bluff, so I guess I did okay. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I had a lot of fun going back to this format and doing all this old school style editing again. bringing Windows Movie Maker back in here and all that jazz. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you will stick around for the future videos. It's going to disconnect in a second, but it wasn't him, not his fault, just Nintendo. It wouldn't be old school Wi-Fi if Nintendo didn't want to disconnect on you in the middle of the battle, would you? So anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you'll stick around for the rest of the series. And thank you for watching. Take it easy. Catch you later. Peace.